Hey everybody, welcome back to B3 Live, the post show, Huntington, West Virginia, and it literally pretty warm in here, and let me tell you why, because the fire was turned up in Huntington, West Virginia. Stop number 2 of the 2025 Bulls, Bands, and Barrels Tour. Last week we're in Evansville, Indiana. I didn't think it could get any better, but the people showed up, showed out, the fans had a blast, and the contestants showed up. We talk about bull riding, barrel racing, bullfighting. Right now, Baker Blankenship is on main stage.
Yeah.
We'll see Gavin Adcock. But, before we started in the pre-show, if you guys watched the pre-show, we had some picks in the bull riding.
We did.
And the reason that I went with Sage Vance from Lincoln, Nebraska, is because I picked him last week on the pre-show, B3
right.
Live. And, of course, he stepped up to the plate in Evansville, Indiana, won the event. So I felt like I was safe. He had straight out of Bradford from B-Bar-K tonight.
Right.
Just lost the bull rope. So I got to say, my pick didn't go as I thought it would in the bull riding. I was surprised, too.
I was surprised too, but your pick didn't work right. My pick didn't work right. I went with Casey Roberts, Mumford, Alabama. Really thought I had a solid toe there.
No.
Game over.
And what a safe bet.
Yeah,
Casey Roberts
I mean,
is.
we were both towing on the right side of the line to be okay,
I thought we nailed it.
but we missed the target.
You know why?
Why?
Because Marshall, Arkansas showed up. And he told me before, and I've seen this guy for a lot of years. Marshall, Arkansas, not too far from where I'm at, and home of a great guy. He's a family guy. He's a God-fearing guy. And I talked to him before the event. He was fired up. We watched him last week in Evansville, Indiana, get a second-place finish.
Yeah.
So coming into stop number 2, he was the number 2 man in the standings,
You're
right?
right.
So we're talking about our inaugural stop here and the first ever bull riding champion in Huntington, West Virginia, Lane Lastly from Marshall, Arkansas, on a great bull. He matched him move for move, an outstanding ride. Yosemite Sam from B-Bar-K was the bull that he was competing on here, and it finished him off great, and a great attempt. You mastered everything, Lane Lastly. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've known you a long time.
That's right.
And before we got started, before the event, I talked to you, and you was fired up about it. Mm-hmm. And if I had had that talk with you before the event, my pick this morning on the pre-show might have went a little different, because I seen the Lane Lastly that, from 5, 6, 7 years ago. You're fired up to be here. You had a lot of good things to say. Take us through that bull ride.
It was great. I'd known that bull for a long time. He was really good right there to the right, and with the atmosphere these BBB bring, it's just awesome. You can't hear the whistle and just everything. It's just awesome. I love it.
And you can't hear the whistle. Why?
Because everybody's just so loud, and that's why I come. It's awesome.
And I was talking to you. Earlier. We were sitting there before the post show started, before you came on. Before we started filming this deal here this evening, and you said you cannot wait to bring your family to this event. Your boy's 5 years old now.
Oh yes.
And that's something I want to stress to everybody. And you said, man, this atmosphere is so cool. You've got bands, you've got barrels, you've got bull riding, and we do like to have a good time. I mean, the fans get a totally different Western sporting experience, but I like what you said. I can't wait to bring my family here.
Oh yeah, he'll be at the next one. I was FaceTiming him before the bull ride and just showing him it's like no other, and I'm looking forward for the year.
So, big win here. Second place last week, Austin.
Yep.
Second place last 2,400 and some change, I think, last week. So securing your spot and your win here with over $3,280 in the bull riding. So climbing all the way to the number 1 bull rider in the standings, going into stop number 3, which is, of course, just days from now.
It is.
In Duluth, Georgia. And an event that last year, I know you wasn't there last year, but you liked this one.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
really going to like Duluth.
That's awesome.
So you're entered in Duluth, correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
And then from there, where?
I'll be going to the next event, wherever it is.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Rapids,
Cedar
Iowa.
Rapids, Iowa.
And that's a good one too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's not a sleeper. It's
It's
a
still
good
a long
one.
ways to go, but we're gonna have the hammer down.
All right, so look, Lane, I've known you a long time. You're a great friend. He's a God-fearing cowboy. He's a family man. He's a father. He's a bull rider. Speaking of bull riding, let's take a look at that bull ride to winning the event here in Huntington, West Virginia.
Yosemite Sam from the B-Bar-K crew and Cross Dunn from Alabama, but this is a Razorback. Lane Lastly, let's ride. To the right, big time. Let's go, people, let's go. And the clock says 8. He is in it to win it, people. 80 87 points. 87.
As we roll back into B3 Live, the post show here in Huntington, West Virginia, what a great night we have had here. An amazing night when we talk about Western sports as a whole and everything that has happened under this roof right here. But more importantly, we talk about the lovely ladies in the Cowgirls barrel racing right now. And with that being said, I kind of shot my gun. I missed my target earlier on when we talked about our picks earlier on.
Yeah,
in the pre-show.
The pre-show, and I look, I'll eat crow. You said we might eat crow?
We did. Yeah,
Courtney Cuevas was my pick. She finished second.
Yeah.
What place?
Katie Ream was my pick. She finished third.
So what would you call yourself? The runner up to the pick?
Yeah. Second place winner.
So I won.
Yeah.
Is that a win?
You win. Does that make it better?
Yeah. But let me tell you something. The bull riding was great.
Yeah.
But this pattern was bigger, right?
It was. Yeah. We stretched it out in length, not width, just in length.
But we got to see those horses take some strides.
Yep.
And speaking of strides, let's take a look at the #1 barrel racer here tonight in Huntington, West Virginia.
Remember that Tito's time of the night right now is 15 and 640. Here she comes. Talk to her. Woo! Wow! Listen, we had a little bet amongst ourselves last night, and I said it would be 14 and 8 to win this pattern, and she's 14 and 7, 77.
And an amazing run from none other than Clarksville, Ohio's Megan Wilkin. No stranger to the BBB winning circle. We watched her take a paycheck in Lexington, Kentucky. With that being said, she's here with us right now. Can you tell us a little bit about your run?
Well, I just tried to set him up good for the first barrel, and he does the rest on his own.
Just hold on.
So all you got to do is, do you close your eyes and hang on, or just full send?
I do keep my eyes open. I'm trying not to fall off. That's the major thing.
So a horse is a big part of a barrel racer's career. What's your horse's name?
0,
And how old is 0?
15,
Gilding or a mare?
gelding.
Gilding. 15-year-olds.
So there's something with the 15-year-olds, like you said, last
Well,
weekend.
I know. I mean, 15 years, that's in their prime.
Oh, that's their prime.
They're in their prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That horse, the horse last week, Panama,
Yeah.
the winning barrel horse was 15 years old.
You're
and
right.
0 was 15 years. And I could really tell the way that horse went around that pattern that, he'd been to town
It was
before.
15 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, Megan, you're no stranger to the BBBs. You've been here, you've done that. But if we could share one thought of your mind with the people that are watching this, the environment, what is one great thing you could say about the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels that if it would urge anybody to attend, what would it be?
The atmosphere is, it's electric. It's great. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced when I'm running barrels. It's really, really cool.
The dirt held up here inside the
It was
arena
great.
tonight?
The footing was wonderful, and that's another thing about these deals. Anybody, rodeo kind of gets a bad rap for a bad ground, but you guys take really, really great care of the barrel racers, and we appreciate that.
We got a great crew that work. They didn't get done bringing dirt into this building until this morning, actually. And then the arena crew goes in, sits the steel. Got great guys on all the equipment, making sure that the grade, the depth, they check it, make sure the depth is good all the way around.
It was amazing.
Got the dirt all dried up, smoothed up. So,
It was really, really good.
and it made for a great run for you and 0.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations on your event win here in Huntington, West Virginia. Let's take a look at that winning barrel run here in Huntington, West Virginia. Stop number 2 of the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels.
And when the band plays hail to the chief, ooh, they point the cannon at you, Lord. It ain't me, I ain't no Senator Song. It ain't me.
Wow, what an awesome run. What a great set of cowgirls, what a great set of horses. Dirt was good, footing was good, and smoking run.
Yeah.
Moves her up in the standings as well. We've had a little shuffle.
Yeah, little
Speaking of
turnaround.
shuffles, one of my favorite events, a fan favorite event, American Freestyle Bullfighting.
Yep.
Every BBB event features 3 bullfighters. And great set of bulls from B-Bar K Fighting Bulls.
As always.
As always, and pretty solid set of bullfighters.
You're
And
correct.
so we watched Galvin Day from South Carolina. We watched Mason Sheldon from Iowa. But there was nobody better than White Cloud, Michigan's Tyler Washburn in the freestyle bullfighting. And I was talking actually to Nace Renfrey earlier, and he said he'd never seen anybody, put a sail on a bullfight, meaning a big move, a jump, a flip, something like that before the 40-second buzzer. But he knew that he had a great bull. He knew that he had started a great bullfight, and he felt the need to go ahead and thrill the crowd, and the thrill of the crowd is exactly what White Cloud, Michigan's used to, and a guy that's no stranger to standing where he's at, Austin.
That's right. He was the co-champion last week, right back here. What about your bullfight tonight?
He kind of lined me out in the beginning, and I didn't really want a replay of last weekend when he got me in the buck and shoot, so I kind of put my hands on his head, got him to check up, and, we were talking about it after the bullfight. When you jump a mid-fight and they're not really cooperating with you before that, kind of changes their demeanor. So I think that jump kind of helped him out, and he squared out after that.
So you said check him up. So there's some things you can do as a bullfighter. So if you've never seen freestyle bullfighting before, you don't know what we're talking about. This is the first time you've seen it maybe. 40 seconds are mandatory, 60 seconds are available, right? So 40 seconds to get a score. You got to finish a 40-second bullfight. But there's certain things that you can do to control that bull, so to speak. So half the score comes from the bull, half the score comes from the bullfighter. So the more aggressive both athletes are, the most aggressiveness through that 40 seconds from either one is, of course, going to be the highest score. But you talked about checking him up. What do you mean by that?
So he was kind of throwing his head around a little bit, and I couldn't really read him very well, and that's when he lined me out, so I did put my hands on his head and kind of checked him up, and like I said, I jumped him, and it changed his whole demeanor, like he fought different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So here's something I want everybody at home watching this to think about. You've got a 1,200-pound beast behind you that is trying to murder you.
Yeah.
And you've got time, Tyler, you're telling me I need to check him up.
I got to think.
I got to think. He's right here, but I'm going to put my hand on his head, and I'm going to regain control of this bullfight. Is that what you're telling me?
It sounds insane, but this is the first time I felt like I've ever done that in a bullfight. I made a correction off of reading that bull, and this is the first time I've ever had that mid-bull fight. So it was a good feeling because it did work out in my benefit.
Well, let me tell you what that correction got you.
Belt.
A belt. And there it is. The elusive gold and orange. And last week's co-champion freestyle bullfighter. This week, you rose to the top by yourself, Tyler Washburn. Again, how many times have we done this? Congratulations on another event win.
Thank you, sir.
Your Bulls, Bands, and Barrels freestyle bullfighting champion from White Cloud, Michigan, Tyler Washburn.
The co-champion from the event just a week ago. Whoa, get there. Savvy little bull shakes his head, squares off, back to work. You can never outrun him in a straight line. This guy's trying to outmaneuver this Spanish fighting bull. Big fake, bull takes it. To the left, back the other way. Slinging them fakes, people. He's slinging them. Come on, West Virginia. What a bullfight. Long, lanky kid from Michigan. Clock is ticking, and where 20 seconds remain. Get you a sail. Get you a sail, Tyler. Capes him. The world champion bullfighter.
Truly, what a great night it was. I had a blast, Austin.
Yeah, it was a fine time here. If you didn't have the chance to make it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the best I can give you.
Sold out the first stop of the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels event here in Huntington, West Virginia. Stop number 2 of the 2025 tour, but the first time that it's the second inaugural stop of the year, by the way. 2 events, 2 brand new towns.
Exactly.
And Huntington, West Virginia, sold out show. The fans showed up, showed out, had the time of their life. And our little pal Baker Blankenship from Tennessee is on the stage now. Yep. Gavin Adcock's going to end their Saturday, and a fan experience. I've run into a few fans on the way into B3 post show, and they said, "Man, we have never seen nothing like this."
Yeah, and they did. It is no doubt a super fast show, no hiccups, no mistakes. Everybody was on their A game, and I think they seen what happened last weekend, and then we roll in. They're like, "Hey, I've got to step it up. I've got to be ready," and they were, and that's what happened here, and that's just going to compound as we keep the train rolling.
Yeah, well, and speaking of keeping the train rolling and stepping up to the plate, knocking it out of the park, we've had a little shuffle in the world standings. Of course, 2 events in now to our 2025 Bulls, Bands, and Barrels tour, and it was Marshall, Arkansas, Lane Lastly, because of that second-place finish a week ago in Evansville, Indiana, and the event win here in Huntington, West Virginia. Marshall, Arkansas, Lane Lastly is now the #1 bull rider in the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels.
He's
world
got
standings.
the target on his back, and I'm going to tell you, he's not scared. He is completely confident in what's going on, and the rest of the year he is tuned in. You can see it in his eyes, you can hear it in his voice, you can watch it when he rides his bulls. I'm super excited to see what the Double L is going to do the course of the 25 season here. But we talk about that to send us to the #1 ranked cowgirl in the barrel racing. It's Portland, Indiana's Kylie Shannon. She was a winner last week. She was here tonight. A little tough luck, no cash, no De Niro, no pad in the pockets this week. But it's all right. She's still rolling forward the #1 cowgirl.
By the hair of her chinny chin.
Yes, and her fast horse Panama.
And her fast horse 15-year-old mare, Panama. And, of course, we will get all them standings updated on bullsbandsandbarrels.com. But I believe, by my mathematicianly engineered mind, that's $100.
Just $100.
So it is anybody's ball game. So not missing events, entering, calling in, getting entered, going to events, winning money is going to be key.
It is. It's very key.
Whenever it comes down to Fort Worth, Texas in August in the BBB Finals.
And this is just the start. We're just getting the ball rolling, and this is where championships are made or they're not. I mean, it kind of really is. If people get off to a good start and they can keep the momentum rolling, that is where you see them excel.
Oh, absolutely.
Necessarily. We talk about that to send us to somebody excelling. What about the bullfighting?
Pretty nice. It was a week ago, he was the co-champion in Evansville, Indiana,
Yeah.
but this week shows up to West Virginia, sells the bullfight, so to speak. And he did. He finished the entire 40-second bullfight, got him a big, quick sale at the end, and Tyler Washburn from White Cloud, Michigan, getting a jump on that bull, putting his hands on him. Very handsy, very hands-on, keeping that bull close. Manipulated him for the entire 40 seconds to get a score. Came out on top. Tyler Washburn, in 84.5 points, wins the bullfighting here in West Virginia.
He said he had to pump the brakes to get him to pay attention, check him up. He did just that, and it was a good time. And if you didn't get to see it, you just tune into this, and you will see everything that we've seen. But we talk about moving forward in the 25 season. That being said, we got tour stops. We're headed.
And if you've never seen it, you said it. If you've never seen it, don't just watch it here on YouTube.
Yeah, we would love to have you.
We would love to have you at an event. We've got events all over this North American continent. 21 stops.
Yeah.
Ending in Fort Worth with our Bulls, Bands, and Barrels finals.
That's our
But the
finals.
first quarter dates have been announced.
Yeah.
And next week we'll be in Duluth, Georgia, the Peach State.
Yeah, then following that, we're going to go right back to the North Country and be in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, February 1st.
And then February 8th, we'll head back south to the sunshine, the crawfish, the good food, and my Cajun friends in Bossier City, Louisiana.
And, of course, the Bulls, Bands, Barrels crew, one of their very favorite shows. That's inside a month away. Lexington, Kentucky, a very, very low ticket warning. You ain't got your tickets bought for that yet, and you're in this area and you want to see it, you better get on bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Check it out. Buy them tickets. It is a low ticket warning a month away from Lexington, Kentucky.
It's one of our staple events.
It is.
And we've seen some great artists. We've got a great lineup again. And again, for all artist lineups and everything Bulls, Bands, and Barrels, it's bullsbandsandbarrels.com. And, of course, if you're watching this show, obviously you've subscribed to the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels YouTube channel. But tell them other ways they can join
You
us.
can check us on all social media platforms, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If it makes it through the weekend, we don't know. We would love it to. I think it's going to. But listen, folks, we would love to see you at any one of our events this year. It is going to be an amazing time. And, of course, right here on B3 Live, I'm Austin Williams.
I'm Matt Palmer, and we want to see you next week in Duluth, Georgia.